Well, my wife discovered a water leak in the laundry room, and I went in here and discovered that it was leaking out from under these baseboards right here. First I thought it was the washer, but there's a sink basin that sits right here in this hole. I removed it already. And it was leaking inside the wall. So the leak was not a noticeable thing. I thought the wash machine was leaking. Well, it was leaking inside the wall here. In fact, the leak was right here on these threads right here. This was threaded into here, and that's where the leak was. And it was leaking because there was only about 1 or 2 threads connecting into this T. And after 40 years, it finally failed. I guess 2 threads, it's going to fail sometime. But they did that because they didn't put a union in this thing. This right here is a 90-degree sweep. And up here is a vent pipe that goes right out the roof, necessary to avoid airlock in your drain. So the water goes down, the air goes out the vent, and the water can drain. Well, they didn't install a union. I guess because there's no place to put a union in there. So what did they do? They got 2 threads on this coupler right there. And they thought, well, that's good enough for me. Well, it lasted for 40 years. Here I am, fixing the darn thing. Water everywhere, in the kitchen, and in the laundry room. So, no union on this. I used a Flex T. That's this right here, this guy right here. I'll take this out just so you know some of the tools I'm using today. The first problem I had was my old pipe wrench, because there's just no bite left. It's all rusted out, pretty much toast. Bought a new one. That sucker grabs a piece of pipe right there. Made in USA, right there. Then I have this little guy, which was very useful today, but not for grabbing this big stuff right here. This big stuff was pretty hard to get a hold of. Got my water pump pliers. Can't live without those. Sheetrock saw. Saw into my sheetrock. And then I used what did I use the ball peen hammer for? Well, I must have used it for something. I even used a crescent wrench to take off these fittings here. This is a hot water supply. This is a cold water supply for the sink basin. This is where the drain's gonna go down and right out for the sink basin. Sink basin drains in here. Anyway, so I use this Flex T instead of a union, and hopefully this will last greater than 40 years. Take this out. Always do a dry fit up first before you finish the thing. I cut a short piece here, and I got a short piece for this one, and then this is where the drain pipe goes. This is my Flex 90. Goes on with the pipe clamp there, or hose clamp, and a screwdriver. My 45 is going to go here, like that. And then I got another short piece of 1.5 inch pipe. It's going to go right up in here. This is the male adapter here. Male adapter. Right there. Then I have the male adapter down here. And then one thing that's really important is to make sure that when I put this threaded adapter in there, to use pipe thread compound on those threads. That's so important. Otherwise, you're going to have big problems. Anyway, I bought a 6-foot piece of ABS 1.5 inch to do the work. Hardest part was just getting one. Hardest part was just to get one with a straight cut. It was hard to get one straight because my hacksaw blade wasn't working so good. This right here is the adapter for this is for the drain on the sink basin. This goes on the end of the pipe like that, and then my sink drain will go right into this white adapter right there. Doing the plumbing for the sink is pretty basic. I probably won't show you that, but probably plenty of videos on that you can look up. This was a pretty crucial repair, probably a project that most people would have hired out. Well, not me. I'm going to do it myself because it cost me $100 just to get a person out here to look at a project. So I'm going to do this myself. Heck, cost me about $100 in materials. Would have cost me 3 times that much in labor. When I'm done, I'll put a piece of sheetrock over top of that, and I'll be good to go. I hope this helps. Have a good day.